All right. Oh, hold on. Accidentally loaded the wrong one. Reset. Hopefully this works fine. There. Now we're loading back in. We get Racing doing very villainous thing. But it's fine, he deserves it. Let the pretty man do war crimes. I was always curious if they'd expand more on the Dirge of Ruin. I'm a little sad they didn't, because it's interesting lore at the very least that the Herons have a song that can just apparently really end people. There it is, absolute banger. Oliver, you want to be just like me? Like, no, I really don't. I love the Ike's expression. He's so done. He's so tired of dealing with Oliver, and I get it. Who do we want to bring in for reinforcements? Stefan's pretty reliably fantastic for reinforcements. I think I'll bring him. I don't know that anyone else is going to get too much work, so we'll bring Zyhart just to get him potentially some experience from some of the reinforcements. We can't reposition. You guys have plenty of weapons, so we can just hop right in. Any chance we can take the mage out there? Nice. Glad I can be some early afternoon entertainment depending on your time zone, essentially. Weaken with Ileana. Any chance Rolf can take this? Probably pretty... Yeah, he takes this now. I should make sure I can get people around him to make sure he doesn't get surrounded. I want you there. Astrid can't. Alright, so she can go here. Well, she honestly probably needs significantly less protection than Rolf. 12 defense. 11. Actually, they're pretty comparable defense-wise. That's funny. Yeah, I think you just got a major... she kind of beats him in almost every other stat, actually. Unfortunate for Rolf. We can move you up with the sword. You're fine with axes, because I don't really have a good Iron Lance to trade you at the moment. That's fine. Howdy. Welcome in. Can't really get into a good spot to shove Ilion on or Nethany, unfortunately. Soren, I'm not worried about you tanking a meteor. Oh, that's actually a good point. He can get there and shove her. Perfect. Nice! Love that for you. Always excited to see more people playing. There we go. And nobody can touch my archers. Like, you can go over here. Resistance of 6. Attack of 20. She'd take 14 if he hits, but he's only got an 83. Yeah, he only got like a 40% chance to hit her. She'll be fine. It feels so cursed seeing Paladin Makalov. I don't use him a lot, and I'm really mad at how well he's doing. I thought this would be more difficult, but nah, he's just got real solid stats across the board. Would have liked you to dodge that, but it's fine. Ooh, Spear Level up. I think that brings her to B or A. I can't remember. I think it might be B just because of her low starting one. Ooh, crit. Very nice. Soren, any chance you can... Oh, you can't even reach the age, so... Boyd can take him. Boyd can't one-shot him. That's a little upsetting. You have a pole axe, so dealing with you is kind of a priority. You should still be able to reach over there. Within, like, how do I want to do this, actually? Do some Henry gaming. And you... Oh yeah, you absolutely body him. I'll use one of your steel bows, actually. See if we can get you some weapon experience. Oh yeah, we got some Path of Radiance gaming in here. What you got for me, Astrid? You're making a strong case for putting you into lances for the flame lance. Nice, this is my favorite Fire Emblem, so you're in good company there. Any chance? Ah, just shy. We'll hold off on you for now, see if I want to shove anyone. We can. Oh, thank you for the heart and the heart me in the rose. Didn't see those for a second there. Thank y'all. Very kind. And we're already at over 700. Y'all are. Hasn't even been 10 minutes, y'all. Y'all are beasts. No, that's fair. The game can be pretty sluggish at times, especially if you're playing with animations on, so I fully understand wanting to have that, just the convenience of the speed up. It's real nice. Yeah. I'll try and take the paladin out so that I don't have him hand-axing my backlines. But I don't want this poleaxe available for my paladins. Choose 22. You don't have a ranged weapon. You can't reach, so Void will have to do. Yeah, we'll weaken with Void. Oh, thank you for the follow. Very, very kind. Now Kieran can finish. Fine, I'd like you to get a little bit more of your usual standouts of strength and defense, buddy. I'm not gonna lie. You're scaring me a little, Kieran. Just he couldn't move up, so that was the best call for me. Alright. Now you can only drop him with Lawn Dart. That's a tanky soldier. Shuffle you down here. And we will take out the Meteor Mage. With a crit. I'll take it. Makalov taking one from a javelin is something I never thought I'd see in this game. I know he's actually pretty decent, but I like to still make fun of him. Yeah, the Meteor Mage for this one is real spooky, especially this early on when you're more than likely probably still using a Laguz that he can two-shot. I thought Ike was about to double with this rescue boat. Debuff? Debuff is the word I'm going to use for it. Kind of wish the positions had been reversed, that Zyhar could be a little closer, but that's fine. My favorite paladin is Kieran, with Titania being a very close second. I like the red-haired paladins a lot. I think they're both very good. Unfortunately, my Kieran's a little lackluster for this one, but he's not terrible. He's just a... That's very funny, because that means Soren has gotten more defense level ups than my Ike. I just want that on the record. Ike has gotten one, Soren has gotten several now. But yeah, my Kieran is very fine across the board. Unfortunately, Makalov has been blessed. So Makalov is just kind of stronger, faster, and tankier than him currently, which feels wrong. Yeah, unfortunately, the one time I'm like, yeah, I'll use Makalov so that people can watch me suffer, because I think Makalov is a bad person, and I don't like him. And now he's turning out to be a really good unit. I'm like, this kind of undercuts my point a little bit. Ooh, Rolf crits, nice. Strength, thank you. Oh yeah, my Oscar, unfortunately for this run, was just real bad. Like, Nephany was 4 levels lower than him, and she had almost equal stats. Yeah, Titania's gradually reaching the part where she's starting to fall behind. Like, she's still close to Makalov and Kieran, but she's definitely not the combat you put her in with anything and they just get deleted anymore. Probably might still wind up on my endgame team depending on who else I pick up, but just because having an extra paladin is never a bad thing, and she can still do great chip damage. Well, welcome in. Hopefully, it's a fun time for you watching some Fire Emblem on TikTok, because I think we need more of it. Just take him out in one shot. Joffrey's a weird one, because his growths are fantastic. He just comes in at a point where you don't really need him. Like, I think if I'm remembering from his growths correctly, all of his growths are just better than Oscar's. But with how few levels he gains, he winds up very similar to where Oscar winds up naturally. And you've had Oscar for the entire game, so like, there's not a whole lot of point to him. I suppose maybe if you had some paladins perish along the way, but if you've had paladins perishing, you're probably in a bad spot anyway, and Joffrey won't be super helpful there. Oh yeah, we love Titania here. Yeah, it's hard to argue with just the movement, the units that get a ton of movement, because they're so fun to use. It's nothing like crossing half the map just to delete someone. I looked away for 5 minutes, and y'all are already at almost 5,000 hearts. Y'all are beasts. Oh, nice! I really enjoy the gameplay for Faith. It's really fun. I think they did a lot of fun stuff with the weapon triangle in Fates. Oh, thank you, Gord, for the roses and the heartbeat. And now we get to see a unit that is just a blender of pain. Tybarn, the monster that you are. I think Fire Emblem has been very... I think I've enjoyed pretty much every Fire Emblem game I have played, but there are definitely some that I enjoy some aspects a lot more. Like, I think Three Houses is my second favorite game in the franchise. And then Engage came out, and I think it has maybe the best gameplay in the franchise, but oh boy, that writing did not do it for me. I was not a fan of Engage's writing quality. Y'all are beasts with the 5k likes before we even hit 20 minutes in. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, I think Three Houses' biggest problem is the fact that all all four paths technically start the exact same way for the first, I think it's like 12 chapters. So you don't really get too much variance until almost at the route split for most of them. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I was not a fan of most of the Engage cast as well, and I didn't like the writing, but man, is the gameplay so good. Move in. We're gonna go for Oliver next turn, but we want to leave some people around so Tyburn and Janaf don't just delete. Yeah, also that's another thing Three Houses really kind of did poorly was the fact that the main villains don't show up in one of the paths. It's very weird. I actually started out with this Fire Emblem. Path of Radiance was my first one. I think that was a Venom, but yeah, that's annoying. Yep, those who have the dumbest name in the franchise. Sacred Stones is the fun we'll start with. Path of Radiance is my favorite two to this day. Awakening and Three Houses are currently probably my second and third favorites, so we got some strong competition in recent years. Oh, that's fair. I like Path of Radiance more just because I feel like it helps the expanded cast. I think the writing is definitely more consistent, and the expanded cast gets to do more stuff. Like, none of the new characters in Radiant Dawn really get a ton to do, which is sad. Because I really like a lot of the Dawn Brigade that gets introduced, and I think Peleus could be a cool character. But we don't really get a lot about him outside of his story interactions, which I think hurts the overall interest I have in the Radiant Dawn original characters. Oh, that's fair. Fates is definitely a very fun game to play, so I understand people enjoying it. It's not... I strongly dislike a lot of the writing choices made for Fates. Yeah, also, no supports in Radiant Dawn is an actual crime. Like, whoever made that decision, you are on my word I can't say on TikTok list. You want more character information? Nah. You get 2 generic lines of dialogue each. There's the Adept Scroll. She can't reach, sadly. How do I want to do this? Yeah, I think the Mega and Zhark would have been really interesting to see, given how they start and how Zhark would have to essentially explain that, no, Braum just kind of said that. I didn't actually agree to that. Please get to know me first. Yeah, I remember Ike has specific endings with characters just because you can get the absolutely goated sword one, but I don't remember if there's any other epilogue screens that specifically change. Yeah, honestly, a big boss battle using a bunch of the characters from Engage would have been really cool to see. Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised I've gotten through this in 5 turns, because I feel like this one normally takes me way longer. I just got really good luck with not missing anything major. Yep, Oliver turning up in the next game will never not be funny to me. Oh yeah, Fates especially, there's never going to be a time where you get to use all those units because they give you so many. I think Fates might still have the biggest cast in the game. I'm not positive about that, unless we're counting the generics from the Shadow Dragon remake. But I don't count them because they're not characters. They're just stat lines. Like, you can't just say she might be someone you know because they look similar. That's not cool, man. Yeah, I think that's one of the strongest bits of Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn is they give you some maps where you just get to use so many characters. You're never going to use all of them, but like, I think there's one map in Radiant Dawn where you have like 20 deployment slots. It's absurd, and I kind of love it. Nice. And I think there's Clash later in this one where you get, I think, like 17 or 18 deployment slots, and that's like, I think 4 or 5 more than the average map at that point of the game. So you just get this wall of an army you get to move around. Oh, that's fair. I always liked seeing the support, so I do feel the urge to do anything to improve. Excuse me. Yeah, Clash is usually I deploy my main squad and then usually Alincia's retainers to give her the backup she needs, essentially, because it is your first map with Alincia, and she is very squishy. Are we gonna hit 10,000 before we even reach an hour? Y'all are just absolutely crushing this. Every time, I feel like every time I look away, the number doubles. Howdy. We're getting real close to, or we're only, I think, a cutscene and a half away from seeing the Ike promotion, so this is gonna be fun. Sacred, let her cook. Oh yeah, I like Ranger Ike a lot. Lord Ike is actually my favorite look for him, but I wish I could explain it. I just love the way it looks on him. But I think Ranger Ike really should be more iconic than it is. I actually much prefer it to both of his Radiant Dawn outfits. I wish we got Big Buff Ike as Ranger Ike at some point, because I think that'd be a really fun look for him. Oh yeah, outfits and engage for when they do the actual engages, really good. There are some weird outfit choices in engage, like I don't fully understand why there's some characters that just have spears on them. I think that's a very reasonable complaint. We do kind of rush through the day in war. But yeah, the engage outfits for when you're actually with the emblems is awesome. I will defend Path of Radiance and even Radiant Dawn's Riding to the Death. These are my babies. Thank you for the follow, by the way. That's fair. I guess it kind of depends on mostly personal taste at that point, which I think is very fair. There are definitely a lot of engaged things that I find particularly annoying. Oh yeah, in terms of like the regular character designs, I think a lot of them aren't very good. I think the engage outfits are where they get better. Like when they actually do or merge with the emblems. I miss the kind of toned down outfits we got in like Path of Radiance, because like Ike's outfit, Titania's outfit, I think unfortunately one of the few characters I really enjoyed from Engage was Tamara. I do not understand why her outfit has a bunch of balls on it. Like, what's the point of the circles? I never got it. I'm sorry. And then Hortensia has them too. Oh yeah, Tybarn. I adore Raisin's like very simple, clean white robe. I think it's such a good choice for him with the darker colored pants.
Mist, isn't that Mother's song?
Not quite. But it is close. Ike, look! Up there!
I had to pause for the voice acting because they tried so hard. Soren's goofy sandals will always bring me life. Soren goes into battle dressed in like 60 pounds of robes and then wonders why his feet or why he is struggling.
It's incredible!
Lord of the Forest. He's returned.
I actually really like the dual singing. I used to remember the fun fact for it, but I believe. Don't quote me on this because I could be wrong, but I believe online that the way they do the Heron's ancient language is reading the katakana for what the words would be in reverse, which kind of creates that really cool outlandish sound. It's really cool. Oh yeah, Raisin wants to scrap. And yes, Gord, the voice acting for this game is not very good. It gets worse in Radiant Dawn somehow. Yeah, Ashnard did not care what country he was ruling as long as he had people to throw at any problem. And, you know, good for him. I wish I could remember it fully, because it's a really cool fun fact. But I wanted to share that a little bit before I did forget it. Yeah, I really wish Nintendo would just put out like an official GameCube emulator, because people would pay, they would make so much money off of it. They could do the same thing they do for the GBA one and be like, yeah, just enjoy our absurd library of GameCube games. Yeah, I'm really hoping the next Fire Emblem game is the, what is it? Genealogy Thracia remake thing that people have been hyping up, because I really want to play those games and I struggle in their current form. Oh, same. Yeah, it is a bit of a bummer. Luckily, Radiant Dawn is like, hey, I heard you wanted a war story. What if the entirety of Part 3 was just one long war that you fight every battle in? And it's the largest part in the game. Yeah, I want a new game mostly just because I want to see a new Fire Emblem. I want to see maybe more of what Three Houses was building off of just kind of not necessarily a super dark story, but a darker storyline, because Engage was a very, very light, like, we had maybe 2 characters perish the entire game, and I didn't really like either of them. Yeah, the Black Knight fight in this one is, and also in Radiant Dawn, kind of not great. Unfortunately, but I do love the atmosphere for them, but you know, I think I figured out what it is. I just like Ike with that kind of black vest coat. It looks so good on him. His defense and resistance are the same again. Oh, definitely. We need better villain writing in Fire Emblem for the modern eras. Because, like, those who slither in the dark were just generic. I could not tell you the name of Engage's final boss, even though they say it 40 times over the course of the game. Oh, thank you for the roses, by the way. Fates' villain, Anankos, worst character in Fire Emblem. I will die on that hill. Oh, thank you for the 10k likes, too. Y'all are just crushing it. Okay. I might need to start setting higher like goals, I guess. Yeah, something like that. Leon, I think, is a very good villain. I might actually give the best villain to Nurgle from FE7. He's not sympathetic, and that's kind of what I like about him. I like that he is just an irredeemable bastard. I do appreciate it. Y'all are killing it with the like goal. I also just really like this one specific image of Ike. I love this just whole little outfit he's got going on. Yeah, I think Three Houses would have been better without those who slither in the dark in it at all, and the villains were just the other two house leaders you didn't pick. Yeah, Fomortis as the final boss, still fantastic. Ashnard, you goofy monster. He is just a cartoon villain, but honestly, he rocks it, and I love that for him. Oh, that's fair. I know there are definitely people who really enjoyed Engage, and the fact that the stakes were a little bit lower just because a lot of people like happy endings. And I fully get that. Oh yeah, the Blessed Armor is a design I absolutely hate. The fact that I can't... Ashnard has some fantastic boss conversations that she'll never see because nobody else can hurt him. Like, did you know Jill has a custom one with Ashnard? About how she talks about her father, and he's like, I don't know that guy. Yeah, I think Ashnard also has, like, the kind of intense charisma I want out of my villains, too. Like, he's not a likable guy, but you can fully understand why people follow him just because he has the force of personality to lead. And we also get Tanith and the Sonic Sword. With one of the weirdest skills in all of Fire Emblem. Risnark. That shouldn't get me as much as it does, but that's really funny to think about. Yeah, I feel like Engage really needed to talk more about the fact that there are multiple dragon children, but like Engage's world building kind of left that as like, it's a fun little thing. I mean, if there's one thing we know about his wife, she was attracted to the power. And god damn it if Ashnard didn't have it. Because even without the Blessed Armor, he would still be a problem on the battlefield. Oh yeah, Alir is still my least favorite design out of any main character in the franchise, and that's including Corrin not wearing pants. Let Femcorn wear pants, Engage. Come on. Or sorry, Face, come on. Also, can we talk about the fact that there were 20 or so princes or princesses of Dayan? Previous King of Dayan was not taking a break. I'll give him that. Yeah, I'm sad at how much Jello Apocalypse kind of like is kind of just a really mean person, because I really enjoyed his playthrough of Path of Radiance. But every time I go back to it, I get reminded of like he's kind of just a jerk, and it's sad. Because I enjoyed a lot of his content, but like kind of stings now that dude's just kind of abrasive to a lot of people. I wish it didn't affect me much, but yeah. Yeah, it really came out, to my understanding, when he did the One Piece, or his little short about One Piece, and he was like, he called the creator of One Piece a pedophile, and there was no, as far as I'm aware, there was no real evidence for that. He was just, I think it was supposed to be a joke, but he kept doubling down on it, and like, was being really mean to people. I'm like, that's kind of a weird stance to take. He could have just said, like, yeah, it was a poorly timed joke, my bad. But nah, he kind of kept going with it. And then a lot of people were talking about how it was a thing that he kind of doubles down on a lot in private conversations with them, where he is not willing to accept that people sometimes don't get his jokes. And that is unfortunate. But I did get to see the absolutely insane leth he got for his run, which was cool. Oh shit, I did not know that. Oh, if that's true, goddamn. Understandable then. I'll have to look into that a little more, because I did not know that bit. If so, that is understandable. I still... Oh, that fuck. Yeah, Rurouni Kenshin's author is an absolute monster. I can neither confirm nor deny that I am playing this through Dolphin, because Nintendo is very scary, and I don't want them to ever take anything down. The author of Rurouni Kenshin is a known person of ill repute. Yeah, unfortunate. Because I did like Rurouni Kenshin, but like, man, it's not hard to not do that, not be a good goddamn person. And then we get the Sage Boy himself. Let's get to a little bit less of a hot button topic, please. I don't want TikTok getting mad at me for this one. $15 magic's not great, buddy, but hopefully we can bump it up. Oh, thank you for the follow, by the way. And we're picking staves because he has 4 strength, and knives are not boosted that much. Thank you for the follows. Very kind. I could potentially get him to 20, but I think I want more than that. I actually think there is one case for Fire Emblem anime that's closer than Record of Grand Crest War, and that is Yona of the Dawn, I believe was the name of it, where it only got one season, unfortunately, but it is just a Fire Emblem storyline in anime form, and I adore it, and I'm still sad. You even get this, your Jagan equivalent. And I believe his name was Hawk. I think Sacred Stones would be pretty perfect as an anime, because you can do alternating seasons for the Erica and Ephraim split. Halberdier Neck. Oh, it is? I'm excited for that. Oh, thank you for the W coin, I think is what it's called. I'm bad at remembering the names of the TikTok things. Halberdiers are definitely one of my favorite classes. If they used axes, peak. That's my only complaint. But, like, I have adored Nephany since I was, like, old enough to read, because it's a cool lady who has trouble speaking in public. What's not to love? And also, she will absolutely body you. Nephany was my favorite in the series for a very long time. I adore her. I think she's very fantastic. Aaron, underrated Radiant Dawn member. He is the tank. Who do I want to start giving some skills to? That's fun. Yeah, I'm so glad they made soldiers up an actual class in this game, and then so sad they took them away from us until Fates came back. With the spear fighter into the Basara, I think is the spear one. No, I think that's actually very apt for him. I believe most of these are... Who do I want Vantage to, is my question. Who do I want to just body someone? In a fight, I'm backing Seth, because that man is a monster. In terms of personality, I'm backing Kieran. But I think Titania would probably be my second pick for either one. Alright, we'll hold off on the skills just because I'm indecisive. I give you Lance, right? Oops. Keep Hatchet. Do we have... Not a great Iron Lance for you. We'll give you a Javelin. If they don't have any Iron Lances. Yeah, Seth is so good, he had to start the first chapter injured and unable to battle. I mean, I say uninjured, but he was still very much fighting. Or capable of fighting. You have a good Steel Axe. You honestly could use a new one. We don't have one. Oop. Oh, Boyd also is going to need a new Iron Axe, but that's fine. And a new Steel Axe. Boyd's weapons were roughed up. Yeah, Seth is... If you want to play the game on easy mode, you can just solo the game with him. That depends. Ike from this game, Seth wins every time. Ike from the next game, probably Ike. Even if we cap him at the tier 2 promotion and don't give him Ether, Radiant Dawn Ike is a different kind of beast. Oh yeah, where is Sword? Do I have a heal now? Ooh. I might actually have to give my favorite dancer to Raphael from Radiant Dawn. I really like the stuff you can do with his 4 angled one, and I feel like since he doesn't fly, he is a little more balanced than Rayson. Seth, before Canonical Injury versus Radiant Dawn Ike, I'm still probably giving it to Radiant Dawn Ike. This is actually the map we're going to be getting Sheenon at, so fear not, we will get, unfortunately, the racist man back. I don't wanna, but also he's kind of interesting for the story. Oh, no iron swords either. Ooh. What do we got for good secondary suite? We can have a short sword. Yeah, Rolf in this game I think can come out pretty good. Rolf in the next game, though, I'd say he's actually a little bit better than Sheenon. Now, Sheenon already starts out as fantastic. Yeah, Seth also has the advantage of most of the enemies in his game are just really pathetic. Yeah, Soren is the difference of someone's past giving them reasons for it. Sheenon is just a bastard. Lawn Dart's getting decently close to breaking. But I want to give the Forge weapon for this map too. What do you think, Chad? Who do you think deserves a Forge weapon? You know, I don't think I've ever used Sheenon and Janaf in the same turn, or on the same team. Give you Nosferatu, just so you can have a nuke in your back pocket. 29 damage, or 29 magic with Nosferatu is a thing of beauty. You know what? I think I'm going to give it to Nephne. Is it favoritism? Absolutely. We'll do steel. Oh, that was not hit. That was crit. Not a ton of point boost in that in this one. Good. Nobody should like Makloff. All my homies hate Makloff. Alright, now we need a good name for a very good steel weapon. Yeah, I think Nosferatu's a light tome in this, and what's his name? Marth Games? Iron Axe is pretty good. I think it's Nosferatu is light in this and the Marth Games of Shadow Dragon and New Mystery. There we go. Because there's no dark magic, but then we get dark magic and Radiant Dawn, which I think Nosferatu's actually part of. You know, the man from Dark Deity has asked for Crop Duster. I gotta give him that one because I highly enjoyed his game. So. Go. Now, before I commit to this, because I am colorblind, this is blue, right? Okay. Because I know it's Nephne's main color, but also I can't see it too well. I think this is the first one I'm aware of, but I've also haven't played too much of the... Oh, I do still got to make company. I got to make the bow company. That's what I get for not checking my little piece of paper that I left by my desk intentionally with the name. Yeah, Awakening had the forge system, but it didn't quite hit the same because you couldn't customize the coloration. So you just kind of wound up with a generically good weapon. Yeah, this is the Shinon map. We're about to get so many characters. Yeah, I've played Shadow Dragon, New Mystery of the Emblem, which I don't remember if it had forging. I know Shadow Dragon does, but it also came after. I don't know if the original had them. Echoes. So I've done... I don't think... There was kind of forging in that one, but it was weird. Because they were set stats that you increased, like with 3 houses and engage. So unless it was Genealogy or Thracia, I think this was the first one with forging. Yeah, the Arcanea games are weird. They have a lot of weird systems to them. Okay, so base Thracia didn't. So yeah, I think that makes us Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn were the first ones. Oh, thank you for the follow, by the way. That's fair. I think a lot of characters kind of lost some appeal for me in their Radiant Dawn redesigns. But also I think some look fantastic. Like Marcia's Radiant Dawn redesign is incredible and I love her. Oh, I do need 1 slot for Volt. Oh yeah, Tabarn can get it. I'll say it. That man can do whatever he wants. Elion is already off, so I think... I do kind of want to raise Mordecai a little bit. So I think for this one, I'm actually going to... I'll let Marcia set this one out. I don't need a ton of flyers because this is a relatively simple map. Also, potential... You know, fair. I think Meg gets a lot of undeserved hate when there are people you could hate like, what's his face? Leonardo, who is actually bad. Meg just needs some babying. Oh yeah. Once I learned what you could do with the bonus experience with level ups in that game, Radiant Dawn became an absolute joy to go through because I could make any unit viable. Oh yeah, you're in good company with the Nefni enjoyers. There he is, the smelly rat man. Not him. Him. Yeah, all the Laguz Royals are hot to some degree, even to Gensia, I'll say it. I'll die on that hill. I knew I was in good company with the Dark Deity 2 guy. Yeah, Kanagus, I think is how you say his name. Hmm. And then when we get to Nyla, I think is how you say her name in the next game. And she brings the hot wolf man with her too. This game might have been a lot of people's furry awakenings now that I think about it. It's a gateway drug. I'm actually worried about anything up here. No, all pretty standard equipment. Bolt. Oh, I also want to show off Ike for a little bit, because he's going to be real good for a hot minute. We will try and get one combat with Ike so I can show off a new model. Listen, there's no shame in that. That's just correct. Volug is a very handsome man. Yeah. We'll have you go over here. You and Jill can deal with Wyvern Knights. You start filing our group through the tunnel. My one complaint about this map is I kind of wish there was like a second entrance you could go through so all your units didn't have to go through this. Now, my Ike's magic isn't very good. I was hoping to potentially get a good mist for it, but she didn't. She didn't make it, so. And Tanith is an absolute monster with that thing. Listen, Volk just being handsome, honestly, maybe handsomer Solid Snake, I'll say it, did things for a lot of people. Yeah, I lost Mist on her join chapter. I've lost 2 characters, both on the same chapter. I believe this is chapter 19? 18. I lost Mia to a swordsmaster, or swordsman, and then I immediately lost Mist to the same swordsman because I missed 2 80%. And instead of, moving my healer last like a smart player, I moved her first. Yeah. Was a dark chapter. Normally I would have, especially for Mist, but this one I'm doing an Iron Man to add a little bit of extra challenge to the run, just because I have beaten this game an absurd amount of times, if I'm being honest. So I figured for a little bit of extra viewer entertainment, you guys can always wonder when my next blunder's gonna be. Ooh, you can't drop. Oh, is he? No, he's just tanky. Okay. I have not, but that sounds both really sad and really funny. Alright, we'll do some Henry gaming for Gord. Gord, by the way, is my partner for anyone who hasn't been around for a little bit. They're a big fan of Henry, so Henry is now going to be a forged weapon in every game we can make, so that I can always say Henry. I love the fact that you popped up specifically because I said Henry. Alright, now we get to see Ike's best fighting style. You can fight me, you're wrong. Rolf is kind of buns in this, but we do need him to get someone who is also not very good. Yep, Henry from Awakening. We can switch that back to off now. Yeah, he was really good in my Thebes playthrough that I did as my first streams. Yeah, I think, well, I think they haven't quite aged as well. I think they were really good framework, and Radiant Dawn capitalized on them so good. Yeah, I've seen some people do patches for that to fix it, but also, having tried it myself, trying to patch anything in this game sometimes just breaks everything, so I'm gonna leave this one be. Volk actually... Nah. And it doesn't have anything worth stealing. Yeah, unfortunately, Volk is not the combat monster he gets to be next game. He's just very good at stealing. Oh yeah, this game's soundtrack is so good. I love so much about this game. Especially a lot of the character themes I think are really fitting. Like Alencia's, peak. Run out the javelin. Start getting Kieran some Lance experience. That's fair. I used to study a lot to the Radiant Dawn OST, so I definitely feel you on that. We can move up Reese. And with any luck, we will be able to get the very good, I think it's the Knight's Ring or something like that, from next chapter by leaving all of the crows alive. Oh yeah, Kieran I think is really, really good. Because if I remember right, he's got growths very similar to Ike's, but he gets a horse, and that's really good in this game. And also, you get him for so long, you can get so many great level ups. Swing these two back around. We will almost never be using the reinforce command after next map, I believe, because they're very good and actually scale really well in higher difficulties, but I don't like them stealing my experience. I'm greedy. Up with the chest. Ooh, recover, nice. See how close we can get Kieran to that mage. We're playing chicken. Not quite there. How much do you... 22 at 82%. You're not doubling, so he'll be fine. Oh yeah, I love Heron dancers. I got spoiled by them so much that I thought dancers were kind of bad in other games because, like, they can only make one person move, but my Herons could do it for 4 people at a time. Hey, we can give Nephany a shot at this. Ooh, she actually drops him. Perfect. Alright, so... Okay, you are the Siege Tome. For some reason I thought it was this guy with a Purge. Oh yeah, I can also just kind of tank Siege Tomes in this one. That's going to be fun for later maps. Like the... I think it's the second to last map with the tower. Where you just have the army of Lagoos outside. And the bolting mage. We'll hold off one more turn just to... I want to try and lure in Sheenon early. But I need Rolf to be close for that. God, I love Smite. That applies to both this and D&D, because paladins are cool. Yeah, stealing weapons was so hard to do, but when you got it right, you felt like the coolest kid. Oh, I forgot to give you a range weapon, didn't I? I did. There we go. So you can reach to here. So to get just a little bit of extra movement. Oh yeah, I honestly really like all the Lagoos transform noises. I know the gauge isn't good and that the stones are better, but I always kind of preferred the Lagoos, or the way Lagoos transform to like the Fates transformations and the Awakening ones where they just get the stone and it acts like a weapon. I don't know, it felt less special to me. And you two are just going to keep waiting for the reinforcements. I don't particularly need them. Yeah, Lagoos in this game are really good. They got hit pretty hard with the nerf stick for Radiant Dawn, unless you were a royal, in which case you are a monster. Just absolutely busted. Whereas in this game, Mordecai has gained 2 levels, and he's still relatively competent with my promoted characters. Nice. 15, 16, 15. I feel like I should be mildly concerned that Ike, despite leveling up defense terribly, is still one of my tankier units. Alright, we're trying to lure him in. 15 defense. And he does not double, so he'd take 10 at most. And nothing from him. Oh yeah, Reaper card herons were so funny in Radiant Dawn because they got the absurd magic growths and then you just turn that into pure damage. It was beautiful. Especially once you got to the point where you started getting Lagoos gems and you could just have them spend the entire map transformed with their double magic stat. That I did not think of. That is slightly annoying. Actually, does that doesn't actually matter too much. We're still gonna get Shinon to come in next turn. Alright, here comes the waves of cavalry. Oh yeah, I forgot he has the heal units adjacent to him. I forgot that wasn't a Radiant Dawn thing. Any chance? Yeah, you do pretty well against him. We'll get Soren a little bit of... Actually, we'll leave... yeah, we'll leave Soren here. Get him some staff experience, because then I just remembered Shinon could potentially attack him. And he is squishy. So you have an avoid of 38, you have a hit of 88, so it's exactly 50. 3, 22... Yeah, he doesn't do 22 damage. Oh yeah, Fire Heroes' skills are just absurd with how long they are. And maybe a hot take, I don't think Engage's skills helped with that, because Engage's skills had some that were just ridiculously long. Oh yeah, we can give you a vulner. I didn't realize you were still injured. Unfortunately, Shinon will be living this playthrough. As funny as it would be to just drop him right now for the Brave Foe. And he misses twice. Yeah. Like, I think simpler skills are honestly more interesting because they give you something like, what was her name? Hortensia had a skill that just increased her staff range by 1. Used her a ton. I think there was... I don't remember what her exact skill is, but Tamara's skill was like, there was a skill percent chance for if it was a Tuesday and you were in the sun, she would deal damage equal to her defense or something like that. And I think I saw it proc a handful of times. Like, I don't know what that happened, but sure. I don't remember who Bune is, but he's the... Is he the cook? Oh yeah, I also never did the meals thing because I felt like my units were strong enough as they were that I didn't particularly need it. And I know it's really important for like the high difficulties, but also I don't think the high difficulties for that game are particularly fun because it's mostly just inflated map. Now, before you ask, yes, this is how you recruit Shinon. You have to kick his ass first. I don't know for Engage. I think it's still just maddening for the hard mode, or lunatic, whatever it was. I'm going to be honest, I've stopped being able to keep track of what Fire Emblem names their difficulties, because they keep changing them. Yeah, hard felt like a good difficulty level for Engage, but also I've played Awakening Heart, or Awakening, is it Lunatic in Awakening? where they just like, okay, now you need to use everything you can to defeat the first enemy on the map. I'm like, all right, that doesn't really make me want to get better at the game, because it mostly just feels like I'm being punished for playing it until my units swing over to the other side and now I'm an unstoppable deity. But yeah, I think for late game, inflated numbers make sense. It's when the early game also has inflated numbers, but your units don't get any better that I'm not huge on. I like to feel like on an even parity with my enemy. Either they have a ton of health, but I can deal a lot of damage, but I gotta worry about their counter attacks, which I think is a really good one. As a... Yeah, Soren's actually been proccing a lot of adapts, and I am here for it. Because he wasn't earlier. He had a string where he just didn't proc adapt for like 3 streams. I have heard of Mangs. I think I saw that he was gonna be doing. I actually haven't played a ton of Fire Emblem fan games, because I tend to be really bad at them. Most of my Fire Emblem knowledge comes from obsessively playing the game multiple times over. But I might do some of the fan games that, I watch a YouTuber called, God, what's their name? Sorry if you hear the puppy behind me. She's just vibing. What is her name? I feel so bad. Give me 1 sec to pull it up. Wrath. Oh, perfect. That's half. Danny Doyle. Thank you. I watch a lot of her content, and it's the Morrow's Golden Country was a fan mod that she started talking about that I got really invested in, and I started playing it, and I realized how bad I am at Fire Emblem when I don't have a bunch of information going into it, because I was getting stomped by that early game, and I had to lower the difficulty to normal. But highly recommend her content, by the way. Very fun. Shows off a lot of high-level Fire Emblem gameplay, because she does a lot of low turn count or 0% growth stuff. Really good. It's really cool to watch. A Henry fan game would be funny. Oh yeah, definitely. I think she posts like at least 2 or 3 times a week from what I've seen. And then I think right now she has the community tier rankings for Sacred Stones going on, which I've been very much enjoying. I don't know if I'm going to continue using Rolf after this, because he is kind of a weenie, but... Yeah, our Ike was... I'm leaning towards it just because our Ike's strength is good, and his defense is lower than I would prefer, but he's been getting good HP and skill level up, or skill and speed level ups. So I think Wrath Resolve might be our best shot at it, because the Aether ones are unreliable. Yeah, Rolf isn't good, but he's funny. Because we could do the... well, actually, I stopped using Oscar, so we can't do the triangle attack. So yeah, I think Rolf's out. Rolf got replaced by Tana. We'll call it that. How do I want to handle this? I think probably just by staying on defense. Yeah, I have Astrid. She's, I think, also around level 17 right now. I put her on a bit of a back burner so I could grind up Makalov. But now that he's promoted, I'm going to try and promote her in the next chapter or 2 to get the absolute, just demolishing force that is 3 paladins. We are using Makalov because I don't like myself, yes. Listen, there's a better than terrible shot that Rolf is going to be on my endgame team for Radiant Dawn, for if I'm using an archer, because he is a monster in that game. People say Shinon's good in Radiant Dawn. Nah, Oscar growth rate, which is like 75%. We're going to have strength capped Rolf at like level 5, and then we're going to bonus experience him to max him out every other stat. He's going to be a demon. Yeah, for me, it usually depends on if I like the character a lot or not. Like, I always preferred Rolf over Sheenon, mostly just for personality. But I also like the fact that Rolf is, in my opinion, better than Sheenon in Radiant Dawn, even though Sheenon starts at just such an absurdly high power level. Are we about to lose Boyd? Because I'm going to be a little scared if that happens. Okay. Actually, don't... Okay. Yeah, Radiant Dawn Makalov is like... Radiant Dawn Makalov and Astrid are almost unsalvageably bad. Even with some transfer bonuses. Yeah, Boyd was scaring me there, I'm not going to lie. I thought he was about to death by awesomeness. That's fair. Makalov in this game is very much a luck dependent. I think most of his growths are like 50-ish% at their best. Honestly, the terrible voice acting is part of the reason I want to use him in Radiant Dawn. Yeah, we're running a Reese because Mist died. Through no fault of mine, I'm sure. It was definitely calculated in the fact that Ike is going to be going into the Black Knight fight on his own with no backup healer who was going to be... I was going to just burn so much bonus experience into her for Sonic Sword, or bonus experience and the weapon booster, which I'm not remembering the name of right now. Yeah, I was gonna turn Mist into a walking nuke, essentially. We'll go for you. Try and have Tana finish off the Lancer. Jill, could we dodge? I know you're pretty tanky and you've taken like 4 hits and are still above half health, but you're scaring me a little. Oh, 24. Yeah, we'll just burn the short spear. I care less about it. Oh yeah, Jill is a contender for my favorite character in all the franchise. There are days where she is the absolute certainty, and there are sometimes like, I don't know, I also really like these characters, but Jill is always in the contention. Or in the conversation, I should say. Her arc in this game is just so fantastic. We'll do some hatchet gaming. Retreat. And do some Mordecai gaming. And he missed. I always forget just how monstrous your Tiger stats start at, because he's not gained very many levels, and he's still a beast. Man's taking 4 damage from enemies halfway through the game. Ooh, pretty good level up. This is actually Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Buddy, please, magic. Yeah, I severely underestimated herons for a long time, until I realized Rayson always had the ability Raphael does in this game when he's transformed. And his gauge is... I want to be mad, but there is something very aesthetically pleasing about all three of these being 15s. I'll let it slide this time, Mike. But with how slow his gauge goes down in this game, it feels so good to use him. Yeah, we'll just bap him for 9. And then next turn we can just finish off the one remain. Oh no, that's right. There's still the birds up here. I forgot about them. Oh, thank you for the follow, by the way. Very kind. I mean, that's fair. Magic Sword Mist is very unintuitive with how long it takes to build up her sword rank. But if you can get her to the Rune Sword by the end game, it feels so good. How do we want to proceed? I think we'll let Mordecai and Ike tank, because they're the ones I want gaining experience the most right now. We can heal up Void. I forget how good his magic works with healing staves. Because I was honestly expecting that to leave him, or leave Void with a little bit, because he was down 30 plus hit points. But nah. Reese just said, nah, I'm better. Just have you guys up. Get a little more experience for Reese. Or sorry. Rayson. Reese is already gone. I don't really think I need to move you guys, so we'll just end turn. I mean, if you just want to do it for the experience, you could always either use save states if you're playing on an emulator, or be willing to restart. A lot of the higher level Fire Emblem is just kind of learning what risks are worth taking or not, which is something I'm still bad at. This is only a medium difficulty playthrough. I've made several mistakes that cost me characters. But also, I think there's nothing wrong with just playing at a difficulty level you enjoy. So how far can you get there? I don't think I ever realized Reese could push Ike. That's fair. The forest is definitely one of the, I'd say, more difficult areas of the game, just because they put some really good, or really strong enemies. We got a Mordecai level up, probably strength and defense. Actually, I like that more. Rounding out some of his worst stats. Yeah, Boyd is very hit or miss. Sometimes Boyd will be the shining champion, undefeated for an entire map, and sometimes he goes down very quickly because he death by awesome himself. Sheenon, you have 10 strength. Let's not talk too crazy. Me neither. When I was younger, I thought the key was just having Rolf talk to him. So when I did that and he just didn't join up, I'm like, all right. And then I just usually would kill him with Titania because she was my best unit at the time. Mm-hmm. Absolute queen. Why'd they have to make him so hot? Yeah, I was very surprised when Sheenon came back in Radiant Dawn because I didn't know he was re-recruitable. I thought he was supposed to be like, "Oh man, you had to end this guy you used to work with." But then he's there. I'm like, "Wait, can you get him?" And then I wound up Googling it. Listen, you're not wrong, but he also turns into a giant bird man. Hmm. I think that's another strength of this game is a lot of the side characters are really in depth with what their motivations are, and that helps them be fleshed out a lot more than we get for a lot of the other Fire Emblem games. Because they do it for some of the main villains like Sonya and Nergal and Seven. But even minor villains get in this one. They could, but I do like that they kind of like, well, why was he working with both sides at that point? I think the reason for why he's spying is a really good reveal later on. And the fact that he's like, hey, Soren, I know what you are. Soren, sweats and branded. Gay. Ooh, thank you for the follow. Speaking of solid, complex figures, we get Petri, who I actually really like. Mm-hmm. I think you can only find that out with her boss conversation with Soren, but I'm not positive. Or we're probably gonna see that because the Flameland scares me. Absolutely, queen of women's wrongs. Yeah, it's really hard to find out that she's a branded because it might be in 2 of her boss conversations, but it's not brought up a lot. Fun fact for this guy, he has a boss conversation with Stefan. Never understood why, but I think it's neat. But I always really liked the boss of this chapter's support conversation with Ike, but he's like, listen, we both learned swordsmanship from our dads. Neither of us can afford to lose this. And Ike's just like, yeah, bring it. Let's throw down. Tanith, Rayson, Janaf, Ulki, and also should be in little thing there for Sheenon, because he did rejoin. See, I don't remember them trying to make her complex or interesting. I just remember them being like, hey, look at this character who's popping up a lot. And like, wee, Zephia. Yeah, Tanith's Reinforced skill is really good because it lets you bait out a lot of people into ranges that they normally wouldn't come into. There he is, the Nap Lord. True. Tanith is really necessary for this map unless you are willing to sacrifice Sheenon. But we're not going to do that this time. Oh, I love that little bit. Fun little foreshadowing for something really unfortunate that can happen. Oh yeah, Har is an absolute monster in Radiant Dawn, which is really funny because he's not very good in this game. He was saving his strength for the time skip. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm so excited for Jill Radiant Dawn just because she's so fast for a Wyvern Knight. It's so good, and she loses the bow and wind weakness. And Thunder Mages are kind of buns in that game, so she just gets to be a monster. I do also like Janaf just messing with Ike constantly. We haven't hatched from eggs for centuries. You'll never find out if this is true or not. It's a powerful feeling, isn't it? This is a normal mode playthrough, because after this I'm going into a Radiant Dawn mod called Radiant Dawn Plus. And from my early testing, that game is kicking my butt even on normal playthrough, so we're gonna see how this goes. I think I'm finally going to commit to the Boy Titania support, just because I think we can get maybe 2 done quickly here. I don't remember if there's some mandatory chapter wait between them. So there's the between them. Particularly want to do any of those supports. So let's do where is she? Astrid. Welcome in. We're doing some maybe cursed Path of Radiance, depending on who you ask, because we're using Makalov. And in 2 levels, I think I should have enough bonus experience to get you to promotion. She's gonna be such a monster. Tap speed, really good strength, skill, and defense. So yeah, we're going axes. The monster herself. Oh. No, I think I am going lances just to see if we can get a good flame lance unit. I like to do the dumb things sometimes. Is it good? Not really. But it's going to be funny. We care too much about getting anyone else stuff, so we'll do Wrath on Ike so I don't forget. And then we will forge company. Honestly, she might be good enough to make use of the slim lance. And then I've always found the pink lances very funny in this game. So now we have... Where is he? Where's the stinky rat man? Misery. And company. Where is Tanner? We're gonna get you kitted out with some good shit. Steel sword. Lance. And do I have a spare vulnerary? No. There. For you, we're gonna start with that and the boot. Because I know I'm going to want you to be very mobile. Because I forgot how bad your initial movement is. Give you the Lagoon Stone, but I think I'm going to have you hold some backup healing staves. Particularly care too much about having bonus bows. We'll just get you out like that for now. We can unequip you guys because you're not going to be doing much. I might try and pump a bunch of bonus experience into Soth for the end, see if we can get him some really good base stats for Radiant Dawn, because we might actually need them. He's kind of the best unit in the Dawn Brigade, and even then the Dawn Brigade still needs a little bit of help. I doubt you can use the Silver Lance, so Killer Lance it is. We don't need an antitoxin. Should be fine. I'll probably do one more and then I think I'll call it. Just because with any luck, this one shouldn't be too overly long. We are already almost at the 2-hour mark. Now, the pain in the butt part about this is, if I remember right, I have to talk to him with one of the birds, and then he has to talk to Raisin. And that's really hard to do. I want Astrid. Who do we want? Oh, well. Because I could bring Stefan for the boss conversation, but I'll probably just want to give that to Ike anyway. Shuffle around. So... you be borrowing some stuff from Mordecai. Try to look the York card until you run out of your transformation gauge, then we'll see. You bring Mordecai this time. Okay. Now the hard part is doing this without a bunch of these guys perishing, because I would really like the item I get. Welcome to the Fire Emblem Zone. We do a lot of that. Thank you, Gord, for the roses. Alright, dude, tone down the edge a little bit. Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of the fanfiction angels, Gord. They happen a lot in this game. The important thing is they're handsome. And they also turn into birds. So, important things for this turn are just those. Reinforcements. Yeah, for this map I bring a lot of flyers, even with the ballista, just because there's a lot of terrain that just kind of requires it, and there's a lot of good experience to be mocked up by your flyers. And also, flying's fun. Ain't even gonna lie. You there. You guys don't really need to worry about it, so we can Iron Blade, Lance. You can leave your bow on. Iron Lance. Can be right here, and we'll hold the mages just out of range of that, just so they don't get too hurt. Oh, I gotta direct them the right way. That's right. And now things get a little scary because he is active. Nefty could also be a contender for the Flame Lance, though. She's getting some pretty decent magic growths. Okay. Dropping a crit on a regular Iron Lance, I'll take it. Oh, he had a killer axe. I probably should have checked that. Yep, fly away, please. I don't want to fight you. For you, we need target there, I guess. Fly you up into this range. You guys just on the outside of it. Can't the free experience anyway. Oh yeah, 100%. There is nothing I value less than yellow units, other than maybe green units. Let's take this one. Hit one. Good enough. To be fair, I think that's less a toxic trait. My toxic trait is being willing to just sacrifice green units to get missions done. Because I am so tired of them. You will see why in Radiant Dawn they have some of the dumbest green units. They will just run to their death when they can't even counterattack. Perfect. You guys just stay away from everyone else. That's not staying away from everyone else, buddy. Let's let Janap actually get some experience. He's not gonna do too much this playthrough. No, actually, we should not let him go, because then he'd be in range. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even trying to drop Naysala this one, I'm trying to get him to go away. Cause look at that. Look at that. You want me to fight this thing? Lance? If I forged Astrid a better bow, maybe? But he scares me. And I want the reward you get for leaving him and the other ravens alive. Actually, we want you swinging this way. Hold off on taking your turn for now. You know, Soren, I'm not mad about the ADAP procs. I appreciate it. Who do I want to start throwing people blunders at? Oh yeah, I've always really liked the magic animations for this game. I think Radiant Dawns are really good, but they're also really long. Hey, Vice. Yeah, I've been streaming Fire Emblem for a little bit now. We got Vice following. I've peaked. I won't say no to corn. I feel like it's a rite of passage at this point. Do some poking. Jesus. Thank you, Vice. I was expecting like 3 corn. I should have known better. Should have expected the Vice drop. That's very kind of you, Vice. Thank you very much. I mean, that could be weird but funny. Dig in. Now for the scary bit. First off, we're going to move their target here. So that with any luck, they'll draw this guy's fire and he won't just immediately take one of these two off the board. And now we do the scary bit. Vice, you are a monster. Thank you so much. That's so much corn. So we're gonna pop Grayson right here. This always scares me because I'm so sure I do it wrong every time. Thank you so much, guys. That is an absurd amount of corn. I will be eating well for days. Vice single-handedly feeding the entire army with just corn. Alright, so we don't want to hit any of them. We'll just... Oh! Soar and proc an add up every attack this map. I'm all for it. Alright. So far, no ravens have perished, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. I think that's all. I'm trying to get the reward for having Naysala talk to Rayson after one of the birds has talked to him. And then he and all of the ravens will flee and leave you with an item at the end of it that essentially gives one unit who doesn't normally have Kanto. I think I've done all the steps correctly. Think. Okay, he went first. Perfect. Okay. I'm always... Oh, thank you for the 2K, 20,000 likes, by the way. Y'all are way too generous. I've done this once before, but I always get so nervous at the stage where I have to wait on an enemy to do something. I love Rayson putting Naysala in his place just by name-dropping Leanne. Naysala, please don't let Tabarn murder me. Okay, I always thought they had to all survive to the end of the battle. Good to know they just need to be alive for this. That is so much easier. fly towards the nearest battlefield edge and just not be my problem anymore. Yeah, this is fantastic for racing because it lets him move after dancing. So now we can put them down here to get them out of the way and play normally. Let's see. Go here. They'll be able to heat or dance and then retreat. Do just the basic heal. You're not particularly behind on experience or anything. And then like so. And 4-person dance. Oh, the night ring is so good. The Naysala kill and the Ravens is worth a ton of experience, but honestly for the night ring, I think it's worth it. Just leave them alone. And fun fact, you can put that on any unit in the game. So you could do it with any of your Lagoos, you could do it to Ike if you wanted him to strike and then retreat a lot. You could put it on your healers. It's such a versatile item that gives the best skill in the game. Yeah, I've fought him a lot just for the bragging rights of saying you did it, because he is a brutal boss fight. And I'm all for the bragging rights of taking him down. But also, I really like the Night Ring. And hey, only 2 of the Pegasus Knights died. Or is it 1? Might have only been 1. Oh yeah, they are 100% here just to perish, outside of the Falconite ones, who are just really strong. They normally just don't die from sheer fact that they're really good. We can get him down to 1. Need just a little bit more to push him up. We can go here. You are not going to be able to hit him. Yeah. We'll just have you weaken this guy. We'll have you do an archer duel. Maybe not. Oh, you're on a low buy rather than a betting. Yeah. The second lowest or something? Maybe the lowest? I'm not sure. Even if he crits, you're fine. And he missed. Astrid is very much, she looks weak until you look at her skill and realize everything she does, she gets double experience on, so she levels up so quick. She's not, like, head and shoulders above any of the other paladins in this game, in my opinion, but with how quickly you can get her there, she's really good. That is very valid. She is very squishy to start. Oh, he's the wind sword too. Super effective damage. And I don't want to risk a 3% crit. We can do this. Four-way dance. Actually, oh yeah, that's right, he missed. Yeah, Marcia is very much a rags to riches story for this game. She starts out really unfortunate, and they don't give her good weapons for her join map. But when you put in the work, she becomes an absolute beast. Ike says 2 words to the man, immediately killed. Peak Ike. Yeah, Wrath Resolve's looking better and better the more he levels up like that. Ike, you're scaring me again. Valencia, we have so much money. Yeah, I think it's a shame that we don't get a Dark Mage in this game, and the only Dark Mage you get in Radiant Dawn is only on second playthrough forward. Because Dark Magic's really cool. I get a lot of fun out of using the Lagoos. They're very good stat-wise early game, but they're not great towards the end game. I also really like using Nephany, who statistically is not actually supposed to be a great unit, but a lot of people just have really good luck with her. Volk here can also be really fun if you want to invest with him. Potentially getting Assassinate on him is really fun. Even though knives are unfortunately not very good in this game, because they're one range locked, no real benefits to them, and really low might, but they can be very fun. Or if you want a mage who can just run down the board and do some pretty solid damage, Tormod would be pretty fun. And in terms of this playthrough, I'm using Maklov because I hate myself. And also I thought it'd be really funny. Unfortunately, he's been doing really well. Yeah, Stefan has a really cool backstory that the game does not want you to learn. Yeah, Denva is okay in most regards. I just don't use him a lot because I like Nefany a lot. And I also don't double up on weapons a lot now that I'm thinking about it outside of the paladins and flyers. I know it's real simple, but man, Grail and Ike's backstory always hits home for me. I feel so bad for Grail. I know it's simple, but man, is it done well. Volk, I will no longer need to conceal my true identity. You'll never guess what he does to reveal his true identity. It's so funny. Largo. He is my favorite underrated unit in this game, and I'm still sad he's not in Radiant. Yeah, he covers up the bottom half of his face to unconceal his identity, and I love it so much. Volk, I will now reveal my true identity. Pulls his scarf up. This is who I am. Alright. I'm going to end it off there, and we can start. I think defending Telrega's our next map, so we're gonna get some good Jill moments. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that one. I want to thank y'all for stopping in, having fun. I had a lot of fun. I hope y'all did too. Hope you have a good. Oh yeah, see you next Wednesday, y'all.